What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Man Short Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game Ripken Jr Baseball, which was released on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis by Mindscape. Now, Ripken Jr Baseball, of course, was endorsed by the MLB legend and Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. But it wasn't licensed by Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association. As a result, all the teams that are in the game have fictional team names and stuff like that. Plus, all the stadiums are fictional as well, along with the players, with the only exception being Cal Ripken Jr., who was the only Major League Baseball player in the game and everything. And, and instead of having like a full list of teams in the game, there are only pretty much 16 teams, and all of them are pretty much based off of the real life Major League, kind of like pretty much based off of the teams that are in Major League Baseball. But of course, I mentioned earlier that they have fictional names. They have like pretty much teams like Minnesota, St. Louis, Detroit, and Atlanta. Now, the most in Cal Ripken Jr. Baseball are exhibition, league, rosters, and option. Now, pretty much exhibition is pretty much speaks for itself. You pretty much pick two teams and you pretty much play a game. You can pick pretty much two-player versus computer, two-player co-op, or watch the computer and everything play. You know what I'm saying? First, you pretty much pick the two teams, whether it be like Atlanta versus Detroit or Minnesota versus New York and everything. Then you pick the stadium. Then you pretty much play the game until the winner is determined. Now the league is pretty much kind of similar to the typical Major League Baseball season, but you only can pick from 16 teams and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, um, if your team that you pick has one of the best records, you pretty much continue towards the playoffs, where you attempt to try to win the World Series and stuff like that. So, as a result of playing against 15 other teams, the season is going to be less than 182 games. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying? And on the roster, you pretty much view each player on each team in terms of their stats and everything. And in options, you can pretty much turn on or off the music and sound effects, along with a lot of other stuff like that. Now, the graphics and gameplay are okay, but they're not impressive, with some decent color palettes and stuff like that. Now, the controls and gameplay just come off as stiff, whether you're playing on offense or defense. You know what I'm saying? And if you're like kind of playing it for the first time, see like you get your butt handed to you and stuff like that. Maybe it's just me, you know. Excuse me. Now the soundtrack is pretty much I can say it's like mediocre at best. You know what I'm saying? And it could have been better if more time was spent on it and everything. And the replay value is kind of short, still, from the two modes that you play between season and exhibition, along with the 16 teams that are in the game and stuff like that. Now, from overall perspective, Cal Ripken Jr. isn't necessarily bad, but it's not great either. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much a mediocre baseball game and stuff like that. Now, I'll be honest enough to admit that you're better off playing better baseball games on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, like King Griffey Jr. Baseball or Tecmo Baseball. They actually have MLB license and everything. And with that being said, as far as the score is concerned, I do give it a 6 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because of some of the flaws that I mentioned and stuff. And with that being said, you can pretty much sound off in the comment section about Cal Ripken Jr. Baseball and stuff like that. In terms of whether you want to talk about the exhibition or season mode or what teams that you like to play with, anything like that. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.